Hello friends, it's John Ryan here for Financial Coaching. And I wanted to talk with you today about a subject that's come up numerous times in recent conversations, talking with different people, couples that have mentioned to me the difference for them between Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Dave Ramsey. And it's been a fun thing for me to talk about because I actually was familiar with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book that a lot of people are familiar with, well before I was involved with anything to do with Dave Ramsey. And so the gist of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is financial, his guide to financial freedom. This is like the part 2 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And so he's all about teaching financial literacy. It's a great educational series of books. And he really does a great job of teaching people about the different quadrants that business falls into as far as an employee, a business owner, small business owner, investor. A lot of concepts that people do need to learn about. It's really a great series. The problem is most people get excited about some of the concepts he teaches where they get excited about the possibility of using debt, right? And so we know that Dave Ramsey, one of his number one philosophies is that debt is dumb, right? So you've got debt is a tool versus debt is dumb. And so what I've seen is that big difference can really screw people up when they're trying to build their future, when they're trying to make a financial plan. And especially if you have a couple and one of them is Rich Dad and one of them is Ramsey, how do you work through that? And so my story, prior to following Dave Ramsey, prior to any sort of coaching that I got, the thing that I fell in love with is, he wants you to believe that being in a position of investor or owner is the smart way to go. And he almost makes being an employee, it's almost as if you're a sucker at that point, which is really, to me, you realize that's kind of unhealthy. But again, it's all about using debt as leverage, using debt as a tool. And it's kind of sexy, right? It's using other people's money. And so really his whole concept is, it brings a lot more risk to the table, right? And it's really concepts that are kind of advanced, right? If you had plenty of money to work with, if you had a solid financial footing, I know plenty of businesses that have to utilize a line of credit to be able to, make a large capital purchase and then leverage what they're going to do and sell product. Those things happen in business all the time. But the average person trying to use those concepts, trying to use things that Rich Dad teaches, it's really not super practical. And so when it comes to the wisdom and the coaching that we go with, the Dave Ramsey plan where you think debt is dumb, that's the foundation, right? It's principles that trace their roots back to the Bible. They work in all circumstances, and they work no matter who you are, no matter what your background is. Dave teaches that your most powerful wealth building tool is your income, right? There's nothing bad. You're not a sucker to be an employee. It's really good to have a good job and to use that as the base for everything you do, right? Your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. And if that income comes from a job, you are still smart. And so I like to contrast those two things because I understood the Rich Dad philosophy first and really experienced it as a failure for me, right? I tried to utilize credit cards. I tried to use debt to invest in things, to invest in marketing schemes. And so I've seen what it can do, and it can cause you to get into more trouble than when you started. And so for me, the Ramsey program, the baby steps that give you a foundation to work from, and again, that's part of the thing. The Rich Dad philosophy, you can read the books and kind of be scrambled and not exactly know what to do. You can get excited because the concepts are sexy, but but what are you actually going to do day to day? Where the baby steps give you a solid foundation. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly what order to do everything in. And so for me, it's a no-brainer. If you become advanced and you become fancy once you're debt-free and have a great nest egg built, and you want to go and leverage and do something different in the future, that's fine. But for me, it's the total money makeover. Just wanted to share that with you today. I hope you'll like and share this message if you agree with me. If you don't, you can leave me some commentary. I'm open to that too. But John Ryan here for Financial Coaching.